Excellence Online. Subscribe to our channel now for more educational videos and press the bell icon for more updates.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Adnan Ahmed from Excellence Online platform. Today I'm going to tell you about our poetry section of first class, Incident of the French Game, one of the most important poems in our syllabus curriculum. It was composed by Robert Browning, a good writer, a good analyst, observer, author. In this poem we have got all about war between German and French. We have got Napoleon Bonaparte, a soldier sacrificed, incident of the French game. If we see World War I, World War II, beside these two world wars, we have got hundreds of wars among European countries, particularly French, English and German. It is an event, incident of a war between German and French. Here we have got Napoleon Bonaparte, a very famous leader. Soldier sacrifice we have got. The central idea, the main theme of this poem is soldier sacrifice. If we see 18th centuries, 19th century, there were hundreds of wars. It was only power that dominated the world, rather than technology or anything else. We see some example pictures of wars. Let's see, we have got these all of the strategies, army and ready to fight. Another picture we have got, these all of the examples are there. So first stanza we will discuss. We find this from Ratisbon. Ratisbon is one of the city of German, a mile or so away. And a little more, Napoleon stood on a stormy day. It was a taking day. A French army attack a German army. In German it was a city, Ratisbon, they attack. Napoleon was standing away from the war situation, away from the war field. He was observing from that particular war. With the neck out toss, you can see now legs wide, arms locked behind. If this is body language, he was standing. He was moving right and left, front and back. His legs were wide. His arms were locked behind. It was obviously he was observing, he was thinking, he was planning unconsciously or consciously regarding war situation. As if balanced upon row, oppressive with its mind. There were many operations, many thoughts, different kind of feelings were evolving in his mind. So in first stanza we have got the feelings of Napoleon Bonaparte and body language of Napoleon Bonaparte. French army attack German city. The name of the city was Ratisbon. These we have got. In this stanza we have got Napoleon Bonaparte. The feelings of Napoleon Bonaparte, body language of Napoleon Bonaparte, and his determination regarding war, a fight to motivate his army. Let's see, we have got difficult words. One is storm. A storm can be used as a verb as well as a noun. As a verb means attack. A pronoun means for hate. Oppressive, a kind of operation. I'm going to do something. Operation has different meanings in medical. This is another. If we say rangers and forces, when they have operation, this is another. A kind of adventure we have got. Second, Napoleon Bonaparte is standing on the peak. He is not Napoleon, but we have got one picture. It was a situation, he was standing on the mount and he was observing from there. It was the time of technology and science. It was 18th century or mid of 19th century. So those they were army chief, they were observing. They observe situation like this. Another example we have got, most of the army person, they used to stand on the high peak. From there they will observe, they will see these things. Number second stanza we have, just as perhaps he moves my plane, that's what earth may fall. Muse means thought, imagine. Soar means arise, succeed. Fall means down, defeat. Napoleon Bonaparte, he was thinking, he was imagining directly, indirectly, whether he will lose or win the war. They would defeat Germans or German would defeat them. It was a kind of struggling in his mind. Late once my army leader Lance, we were at the Yonder War. And then he thought the army leader, the field leader, he would come, he would tell me the real situation regarding war. The army leader was, his name was Lance, L-A-N-N-E-S, Lance. You will underline, it may come in your MCQs. Waver means moving at the Yonder Wall. Yonder is Old English word. We are discussing Old English. We have different vocabulary. Out twist means between a battery smoke there flew. A rider bond and bond. He was imagining, he was thinking regarding the situation. A person from the war field, he came. One person on the horse, jumping on jumping, riding on riding, he was coming. Out twist means between battery smoke. If it's in 19th century or 18th century, when two armies, they used to fight, there was the dust, there was the smoke from the guns. That is why they are discussing. Full galloping means full speed or face, no rider drew, until he reached the mount. The horse rider, he was coming to Napoleon Bonaparte from the field. He was in full pace. He was coming without any break, or without any jump, or without any kind of stopping. In this stanza we have got again Napoleon Bonaparte. He was observing situation. There were two armies. He thought whether German would be defeated or we will defeat German. He was just imagining regarding this. Then he thought himself his army leader Lance. He would come, he would discuss the situation regarding the field. Yes, we have difficult words. चलिए अच्छा
थोड़ा सा और आगे
Amuse means thought. Soar means rise. Here success. Fall we have got down. Defeat. Twist means between. Full galloping means full pace or full speed. Brighter means a device to slow down the speed. It was second stanza. Let's see, we have got third soldier. We have got soldier sacrifice. Further in third stanza we will discuss. The role of soldier in war, it was very important. It was life or death for him. A difficult time he would face. But soldier means bravery, determination, and to fight without any kind of fear. We have these all are the example of soldier. I think they are American soldiers. We will also discuss Pandusani soldiers. Number third stanza. And then off went in a smiling joy and held himself erect. The soldier, the rider, he travelled. He came to Napoleon Bonaparte. He was standing in erection position, though he was quite injured by just his horseman boy. You hardly could suspect. So there was a horse. He was standing with the help of horse. M-A-N-E man, a bunch of prayer on animal's neck, a particular tiger or horse we have got. So tightly kept his lips compressed, scarce any blood came through. He looked twice array, his size brace was all but shoot in two. He was quite injured. He compressed his lips quite tight. Means scarce whenever he would talk, the blood would come through. So he was in front of his army chief, right? When he was in attention position, and it was the kind of fear when he would discuss, he will announce happy news. Blood would come to his mouth, and he was not willing to do these things. If you see from the front position, you will see his chest in two parts because of huge injuries, because of serious injuries, shooting, bloodshed. He was quite injured. See the determination of the soldier. He was standing. He was quite happy because he means they have defeated German. See difficult words. Erect means straight. Man bunch of fear on the animal's neck. Suspect doubt tries to breast chest of him. We have got soldiers, Pakistani soldiers. We have got terrorism war in the world, 2010 to 2015. Right? In all over the world, soldiers are famous for their fight, bravery, determinations. See example from Pakistani soldiers. One statement of Barack Obama regarding soldier sacrifice. We have got another stanza. Well cried the emperor, by God's grace, we have got you at this point. The soldier, he was quite injured, but in spite of it, he announced loudly, by the grace of Almighty, we have got at this point. We have defeated German. We have defeated German and German army. The marshal in the marketplace, and you will be there, Adnan. Adnan means very soon. Marshal is kind of designation, like a captain, colonel, brigadier, marshal was. Right now we do not have marshal in our designations in our army, but at 19th century, 18th century, marshals were there. So marshal is in the marketplace. Marketplace means where the people would be there. It's a kind of domination place. To see a flag part, the flip is bands. VANS. It's again Old English, WINGS. Wings. In 18th or 19th century, the flag of the France. There was a picture of animal eagle. Eagle is flying with its wings. You will see the flag. Whenever any army would defeat any nation, they would host their flag. Their eye to the heart desire. Purging the cheap flesh, his plans are up like a fire. It was very happy news from the soldier side. Soldier came, he announced loudly, by the grace of Almighty, we have got here at this moment. And you will be there, Adnan. You will see a flag. It was a heart desire. It was our heart desire. It was our dream to defeat German. So right now, so very soon you will get there, and you will see there. Difficult words we have got. Emperor, a king, and then very soon whence wings are flip, moving things while flying, are perched to be in high position. Let's see, we have got last stanza. The chiefs are flesh but presently softened itself as shields. It was quite happy news. He was quite happy. Napoleon Bonaparte, he was quite happy because his army defeated German, and but presently softened itself. But when he saw the injuries, the problems, the difficulties, the bloodshed of a soldier, it was a kind of mother feelings. He started weeping. It was unconsciously, it was uncontrolled. Often the mother eaglet die when a bruise eaglet breathes. It's a kind of a metaphor we have got, or simile. If we see the feelings of Napoleon Bonaparte for soldiers, the feelings were same as the feelings of the mother like his kid. Eaglet. Eaglet means the kid of eagle. The feelings when the eaglet is quite injured, the mother she would take her son, her kid, and in her shields. If we see the feelings of mother, it was quite similar to the feelings of Napoleon Bonaparte. So Napoleon Bonaparte quite upset. He was quite unhappy. He was sad regarding the soldiers' sacrifice injuries. But he was quite happy. Why? Because his army defeated German.
Right. Sir, कितना रहेगा?
About 2-3 minutes.
2-3 minutes.
Yes. Number second is your bonded name. His soldier pride. Touch the quick, he said. When he discovered this, his soldier said no. It was a kind of pride for him. And he said loudly, and then he touched to the quick. After some time, right, he died. Those persons died for the nation, they live forever. A very famous example quotation: a soldier die, soldiers die, but those persons that die for the nation, they live forever. Their death is a blessing for their nations. Difficult words we have got. These are 4 words. You can see the meaning of these difficult words. The death of a soldier. In Pakistan we have got hundreds of examples. These all are the example. Questions is there. In this poem we have got elaborate struggle, sacrifice, gallantry, patriotism of a young soldier for his country. Soldier sacrifice, whether we have got central idea or this question. Gallantry, bravery or patriotism, nationalism. So we can link from this question. Central idea, we have got these 4 terms. If we have this term, it means central idea. You will elaborate soldier sacrifice. Second, we have this is the, and besides these, you will find out separate questions and their answers and MCQs. You will be given 2 files. One file is all about MCQs. Approximately more than 25 MCQs will be given with answer. Second, we have short questions. Short question will be given there. So we have got 2 files separate from this video. Hopefully you like this video. Thank you.